Hey kiddos, today in our episode about survival cooking, we're going to talk about grilled cheese. Now again, I want to remind you all, I am not a chef, I am not a great cook. This is simply, you got to eat to survive. And so another super easy meal is grilled cheese. Hard to go wrong. So let's jump in and cook lunch. All right, the first ingredient you need that's super important for grilled cheese is bread. Bread's pretty common. You probably have some in your fridge or on your counter right now. Bread makes a huge difference in the taste of your grilled cheese, and it's really simple to pick a bread, right? I got sourdough here, but I'm not going to use sourdough. I have wheat bread here, but I'm not going to use wheat bread. What I do have here that I like is Dave's bread. A little bit left over here from the last time I made a sandwich, but it's my personal favorite. It really doesn't matter what kind of bread you use. If it's bread, you can butter it up and cook it and put some cheese on it. Super easy. Pick your favorite bread. If you want to get crazy and experiment, buy 3 different types of bread and try them all. But again, we'll start with the bread. Okay, the second ingredient that you need that is a must-have in every grilled cheese sandwich is cheese. Now, I would tell you some dad jokes about this, but all my jokes are way too cheesy. So we're just going to skip that one for today. You could use pepper jack cheese, but you don't have to. You can get another cheese, provolone cheese, but you don't have to. You can use a different cheese. You can use Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese is good on grilled cheese, but you don't have to use that either. I'm going to go with cheddar. Basic grilled cheese. Cheddar's awesome. You can even mix cheeses. You can get crazy and do all kinds of things with cheeses. But if you want to just survive, just grab whatever's in the fridge, throw it on the bread, and let's cook it. So the third and final ingredient you need for the basic survival grilled cheese sandwich is butter. You can use margarine, you can use whatever you want, but you gotta put some butter. And this butter we do not put in the fridge. It's okay to leave real butter out. Yeah, but you can keep it in the fridge if you want. It's easier to spread if it's room temperature. So butter, cheese, bread, that's all you need. Everything else is just add-ons. Basic grilled cheese, let's get started. Okay, so I've got all my 3 ingredients, bread, cheese, and butter. And now let's start making our sandwich. So I've got my Dave's bread, and we are not a sponsored video. I just like talking about things I like. So anyway, Dave's bread, here we go. Get our bread out. Two pieces of bread for one sandwich, put them next to each other. Get the butter going here. Butter that's room temperature, super easy to spread. You don't need a ton of butter. You don't want to go cheesy on the butter. I made a joke there, cheesy on the butter. Put about whatever you think looks right. Just kind of cover it with butter. We're going to butter the other piece because the outside of the bread needs to have butter on it for it to cook when you flip it over. Okay, so and preferably use a clean knife when you do the butter. Okay, so we've got that done. Now I'm going to fire up our griddle. So here's the deal. You can cook a grilled cheese sandwich in any frying pan you've got. This stove happens to have a griddle. The griddle on this stove happens to be cast iron. Check my other video, the introduction to survival cooking, and I'll talk about cast iron there. This is a cast iron grill. And here we go. We're going to fire this thing up and let it get warm. All right, so the griddle is hot and ready to go. I'm actually going to turn it down a little bit. I cranked it up to high to get it warm. Now that it's warm, I turn it down a little bit. And again, griddle, frying pan, doesn't matter. Something you can put on the flame to heat it up. So we got that going. So I'm going to lay down my first piece of bread. Butter side down against the griddle. I'm going to put on 2 pieces of cheese because I love cheese. You can do it with 1, you can do 3, you can mix and match, cheddar, provolone, whatever. We're just doing cheddar for today. Keep it simple, right? And pop our next piece of bread on there, and that's pretty much it. Now we just got to wait a little while, let it heat up, and let it cook. Okay, now we're going to give this thing a check, see how it's doing. Get your spatula under there and just flip it over like that, and don't do that. Keep your sandwich together, and as you can see, we got a nice golden brown. One of the tips that I've been given is low and slow. I'm usually too impatient to cook low and slow, but you know, if you do it, it comes out better. So now we'll just let the other side cook a little bit, and then we're gonna be done. Okay, I think the grilled cheese is done. We'll get it underneath there, and you can see a little bit. Look at that, cheese is just starting to melt a little bit, and that's gonna hold your bread together. So I'm gonna throw it on this little cutting board right here. All right, set this aside. I like cutting my sandwich in a triangle. Okay, cut that in half. Put it on your plate. Now all I need to do is add a bag of chips. Right? Nothing simpler than that. And grab a drink, a water, and we are ready for lunch. All I can tell you is I love cheese. I love grilled cheese. If you want to get crazy, you can add tomatoes, onions before you cook it. You can throw some bacon on there before you cook it. No matter how you do it, it's pretty darn simple. Just butter up the bread, put some cheese on it, heat it up, and eat it. It's really good stuff. Very cheesy. I like it. Really good. Okay, I'll talk to you next time. Have a great day. Love you guys.